Hello everyone. Um, my name is Suru. I'm founder of Probvision. In Probvision, we build safe edge cameras. Safe edge, it's a AI camera with dual sensors, thermal and optical sensors, and we want to solve many critical. We are solving many critical health and security related use cases. So we we want to significantly contribute to for the reduction of the uh, carbon space and CO2 emissions and increase um, hardware recyclability. By this way, we want to achieve a green planet, green sustainable environment for the security and healthcare related AI analytical devices. So, and we encourage sustainable energy sources like using solar energy. So, we want to build extremely power efficient uh, AI cameras which can significantly contribute to understand many critical emergency situations and produce a alert real-time alerts through WhatsApp or through normal message, phone message, or even sending an email, emergency email, so that the corresponding people who are taking care of that particular resources or that particular premises can take an action and they can basically uh, con- uh, they can basically live very peacefully and continue to improve their business, um, continue to create such kind of a healthy and secure environment around them. So yeah, this company, uh, the mission of the company is to basically um, solve many critical use cases that exist in this particular area, like security and healthcare. So when we see that the very beginning days, uh, very beginning days of COVID pandemic situations, we observed that most of us observed that we lost a lot of elderly population, specifically the people who had health concerns, health issues, critical health issues, and could not able to survive the tough time, and we lost millions of people. So now that COVID is almost gone and kind of gone, but still there is some small cases here and there. But what we see, what I saw is basically there was no such system in place, healthcare system in place, which can significantly contribute to avoid possible losses in the lives. So and government some governments are taking a lockdown as a primitive measures, but that's not actually really helping any businesses or any small businesses, especially to survive this pandemic situations. um, so we primarily built SafeEdge camera to solve critical use cases such as like temperature screening, finding unhealthy interactions, finding the places which require some sanitization, and also uh, warning wearing mask um, or basically warning not touching the face or anything like that. So this kind of small use cases we started solving when we started the company around 2020. So unfortunately we couldn't able to get there to help people when there is a real need uh, through this particular product, but we understood the various flaws that exist with this kind of systems in place, especially the entrance scanning systems, like definitely not accurate to measure temperature mission, because most of thermal cameras were like a surface temperature, and people coming from outdoor environment to indoor environment has bias in the temperatures, and it was never helpful, and there is no clinical trials or anything like validating temperature. I purchased few thermal cameras, and they were off by 2 to 3 degrees, and marketing it as zero point 0.7 degree accuracy. um, so we started solving the problems related to how we can solve the errors that exist with these thermal cameras. But as uh, the COVID heat passed away, post-COVID situation, we figured out that this kind of cameras or this kind of healthcare system, cannot be deployed over a day or as an entrance screening device. This has to be part of the life, basically. So how we can bring this as a part of the life? This can be bought by integrating these kind of systems into the places where people stay for a long time. Uh, and when we discuss about that kind of system, it should be a security system. So the security systems are exist over a long period of time, and there is no real big innovations happened in the security camera systems, and there is still a lot of problems to solve in security systems, like privacy, data security, and also the nowadays cloud services actually adding up to the need of a big centralized server, which actually adding up to the carbon space. And again, to maintain those kind of big servers, it requires it has to sufficiently reduce the heat emitted by such servers, and they use such mechanisms which actually increase the carbon emission. So all these problems exist in security camera. So we wanted to solve these problems. At some point of time, we thought that okay, integration of the health screening applications to the normal security system is the way to go. Because people stay for some time in the house, people stay some time in the premises, like business premises, and people stay some time in the transportation in car or vehicles. So these are the places it really efficient to take the temperature readings, or take observe whether he's an asymptotic person with some small minute what do you say, some very small minute symptoms on for the COVID. And this motivated us to take up the security camera solution, the full-fledged security camera. So Probvision has to move in order to really solve this kind of problems from the core. We wanted to build a full-fledged security camera systems, and we want to solve certain real problems that exist with the security cameras. When it comes to security cameras, so the data management is highly inefficient. There has been so many services developed post data capture, which can actually kind of go through multiple videos and then say, okay, this is the portion which requires attention. So basically, it's so much of useless data has been captured over time, and it's been maintained as well in the servers. And there is no efficiency built over from long time. So this post reduction in the time is not actually maybe significant contribution, but still it's not as how we can reduce the memory, how we can reduce the processing power after saving so much of memory. So this is what makes more this kind of sophisticated system has to evolve over a period of time for security systems. That's what is lacking in this particular area. So our cameras, actually, we are focused on, while capturing itself, we analyze through our AI analytics what kind of video it is, what kind of presentation it is, what kind of activities happening in the video, and then separate those uh, videos into different chunks, basically different folders with different ranks, and understand what is that kind of video which has most value, which need attention, and the kind of video which doesn't require attention will go into the lower ranked folders. So this kind of a sophisticated organization of the data is most important. So on top of that, uh, delete those unnecessary videos which is really has nothing much to. We also want to analyze temporally, okay, this kind of camera, what kind of activity generally present in this kind of cameras. When you install the our unsupervised algorithms are able to save the statistics of what kind of statistics, like number of people usually will be in this kind of camera, and kind of activities like kind of motions that happens in this kind of cameras. So you just understand the camera and the situation in detail to and save it over time, and then see what is the anomaly, what exactly is the new things happening, and then store that as a high rank videos. This is what is the what we feel is the biggest contribution from the Probvision security cameras in terms of solving those uh, data issues. Unnecessary storing of stupid data is no more needed in the security cameras. So nobody actually, there is a statistic says that it's only less than 1% of video is actually useful video. Out of so much of video is been stored. This is what we want to increase, that less than 1% to say 10% or 15%, so that uh, even somebody looks at these kind of videos, they see that okay, still I didn't waste too much of time there. Let's say 80% of 15%, 20% of major part of the videos are useful to me. So the next biggest problem what we have is basically latency. So security cameras, most of the cloud technology is amazing technology. There's no uh, it gives kind of a power to store data as much as possible, and but uh, but what we believe is cloud systems are really not needed for cloud technology is really not needed to solve majority of use cases. So standalone edge devices with the alert systems is good enough, basically, especially the home security systems. There's no need of cloud services there. Um, it's really not helping anyone to solve any critical problem there. So it's actually exposing people's private life to be stored in some centralized servers, wherein it's insecure, somebody can hack it. People do say that no, it's very secure, but still we don't believe that. There has been so many incidents happen in the past. Public clouds or private clouds, whatever it is easy to hack. When it is centralized server, so much of data will be available straight away to hackers and scammers. So this is what we also want to solve through the edge computing technology, where everything happens inside the camera, stores inside the camera, produce alerts when there is a need of sending a particular data to the concerned person. So this is what we have been working on as a second problem. The third biggest problem is security cameras pretty much do, most of the security cameras pretty much do intruder detection, trespassing, has a few of those use cases. But there is no real innovation of, this is a camera basically, and it can have millions of use cases that can be solved through the camera. Um, but there is no such kind of a customization which happens in the in the cameras. So cameras cannot upgrade with a new set of AI features. That's something which most of the cameras out there, cheap cameras out there, cannot do this. Once you have something there flashed and then done, like there is no reprogramming or there is nothing innovative that people can provide as a service, and which is kind of a scalable to multiple use cases. For example, somebody want fire detection into the embedded into security system, fire detection, smoke detection, and somebody want say uh, want to monitor the insulation of the building, how the building, hotspots of the building, understanding what's the areas which require some extra insulations to make it perfect, or check the molds if there is any mold formations happening close slowly. So yeah, this kind of use cases, additional use cases, are so much useful for to, especially if this kind of cameras deployed in a very start of the uh, um, in the new buildings, basically new built buildings, through the real estate agencies. If they embrace such kind of cameras and they install it at a very early stage, the building management will become so easy, because it has a thermal camera solutions. We can actually do lot more than what normal security cameras can do. Even monitoring the appliances, heat emitting appliances like electric bulb or heaters, or any uh, like iron box, or any basically appliances which takes a lot of energy, and it requires monitoring, because people may forget things to switch off something, and they end up with a huge electricity bills, which sometimes. So uh, energy optimization is also high priority going forward, as we can see that now prices of the natural gas and the oil has gone high due to various economical and political situations out there. So it is quite important for us to embrace a new technologies as a part of security systems, and also because we are using thermal cameras. Normally, security cameras solutions as a consumer product, the thermal camera solutions is not very famous. It's just because the security solutions are becoming very expensive with the thermal camera upgrade. So what we have done is we have designed such cameras in such a way that it's still very cost effective as to consider it as a normal home security solutions. At the same time, it adds so much value to your security systems, um, by adding so many use cases which can really give a value addition. So we people may think that slightly expensive than optical camera, obviously from optical camera solutions, but actually it saves a lot of energy, a lot of money over a period of time, and processing power and money, energy, and also it secures. It actually, because thermal camera, it conceal individual identity. It is very good solution to protect your privacy, and we have something called a smart streaming solutions, which is basically there is no camera out there which actually controls streaming. So pretty much most of the cameras out there are 24/7 streaming, which is good, but there is no need of 24/7 streaming always. There is no need to expose our private life for 24/7 over some kind of a public cloud or even the private cloud as a centralized data. So we can basically, through say safe edge camera, we can basically control. We get the customer gets control of a stream. You can stop the stream, you can start the stream anytime, you can just choose thermal camera streaming, optical camera streaming, or you can choose both streaming, or you can do all this. By the way, all these things can be done through WhatsApp messaging. it's basically WhatsApp is a simple message saying thermal means thermal, it changes to thermal, English messages. There's no complicated settings out there for the camera like the ones which with our competitors. So we are pretty much we know the how much the value of the WhatsApp to every person today, like in terms of communication. It has every single person out there uses WhatsApp, so that's what and trust WhatsApp. So that's the reason why we choose this WhatsApp, and with we used Twilio APIs to call, and the camera communicates with your WhatsApp messaging application, and then that gives it a great advantage basically. So keeping this all aside, so the most what is a precious applications or use cases are basically health related applications. We definitely want to protect those vulnerable people out there, like elderly people, people with health related issues, people with physical challenges, and people who are living alone and who has a lot of mental stress, and who has undergone something painful in their life, and they need some kind of help or monitoring solutions as they're living alone. And there should be some way that we can reduce the what do you say, the give a confidence to this kind of people that there is somebody there with you basically as a security camera solution, which can actually understand what you are getting feeling, basically as somebody out there remotely who can actually help you through establish that communication with your loved ones basically. So many people where their son, daughter stay in foreign countries, and the parents stay alone, and sometimes it's a single parent staying there. It's very difficult for them to lead the day-to-day life, and in a very normal way. Sometimes they need some kind of help, some kind of establishing this kind of a good communication with their loved ones. Or even if there is nobody out there for somebody, and there should be a very good healthcare system which actually can integrate to a remote what is a care center or something like that, who can actually remotely monitor these people and understand that there is a need of attention to this kind of people. And when there is a real need of attention, they can go and attend these emergencies. So this is what we want to achieve. This is the bigger vision of the Probvision. Through our cameras, we really want to solve critical problems, and increase the value of the security camera solutions. And people should see this security camera solution as a lifesaver basically, not just something which lies there and something happens when you just see something. It's not that mode anymore. That's what we feel, that we want to provide such kind of solutions, and so that people really uh, take us more seriously, take our solutions more seriously, and this really gives us a lot of pleasure. So thank you very much for all the support that many people have given in the process of building this kind of cameras. And we continue, especially we want to also scale this kind of solutions to the public service agencies like GARDA or ambulance, or even like fire stations, or even like people who are doing wildlife conservations. So we want to empower this sector of people who really need a very advanced technology to really save, which can save their life, and which can provide such kind of a solution, which emergency solutions, which can give an edge for them to attend some emergencies. So yeah, so thank you very much again, and we would like to continue this contribution. We'd like to continue building this camera as a more sophisticated AI camera and contribute better to society. Thank you very much.